Welcome back to Tag Schooling, and today we'll talk about the functional part of circulation. In this, we'll talk about the arteries, arterioles, capillaries, venules, and veins, and we are going to compare all of them one by one. First, you have to understand these pictures. So first, we'll move with the arteries. So you have to understand that these are blood vessels that carry blood away from your heart. Do not confuse it with the arteries are those vessels which carry oxygenated blood, because that's not true for the pulmonary artery, which carries blood away from the heart, but that is deoxygenated. So you have to understand that arteries are those blood vessels that carry blood away from the heart. So artery again move into smaller branches called arteriole, and that arteriole move again into much smaller branches that is called capillaries, and again capillaries move into and creating a vein which carries blood towards the heart, which are venules, and then venules end up into the veins. First we'll talk about the artery, and then we'll compare their muscular sizes. So you have to understand that there are two types of arteries. We have got the elastic artery, then we have got the muscular artery. So these two arteries are same, but all they have difference is in the elastic and smooth muscles. The elastic artery is more elastic than the muscular artery. The reason is because they have to control the pressure with what pressure the blood is entering from the heart to the arteries. So they must be elastic to hold that pressure and again relax. So their main function, if you talk about the arteries, is to transport blood under high pressure to your peripheral tissues. And they also serve as high pressure reservoir to receive pulsatile output of blood from your heart. And again, the last point, which is it is stored part of your pump blood until the next heartbeat. And if you talk about the nature of your elastic arteries, as I have told you, it means that arteries stretch as blood enters and then they recoil to smaller sizes as the blood flowed out of them. And if you talk about the importance of elastic nature, it actually prevents your arterial pressure from rising too high during systole when the heart actually pushes the blood into your arteries, and it maintains a high arterial pressure between heartbeats for continual blood flow. This is all about the arteries which carry blood away from your heart. Now let's move towards your arteriole. You can see in this picture, this is your arteriole. And in here, the word D, which means the diameter, and T means the thickness. So you have to compare the diameter and thickness if you have got exams. For the arterioles, you have to understand that these are smaller branches from arteries, smaller branches of the arteries. They have strong muscular wall, you can see them, and that can constrict and close completely or can dilate. Their main function is to control valves through which blood is released into capillaries. So the blood is moving from the arteries and they move into arteriole, and they have got valves in them, and they slowly control the blood to this. So they have to release the blood slowly into capillaries, and from capillaries the blood exchange occurs. The products that are present in the blood that actually exchange in the capillaries, we're just going to talk about that in a bit. And their wall are usually thin, which are no, not their wall. Their main function is to control the blood vessels. Now we'll talk about the capillaries, which are really, really important. You can see in this picture that capillaries only have the endothelial tissues. They don't have got anything. They have only endothelial tissue. They don't have elastic, smooth, or fibrous tissue. The reason is because in capillaries, the main blood exchange or the carbon dioxide exchange or the other products exchange in the capillary. So this picture, you can see this place here is called capillary bed. You can also call it capillary bed. So what happens in capillaries If you can see from arteries, the blood is coming in from here, and they have got oxygen, so that's why they're shown in red color. And as the blood moves in, and they have got nutrition coming from the from all the way from up, and they'll release the oxygen and nutrition into your interstitial space. From interstitial space, it enters into the cell, and again, this is again the carbon dioxide and waste is taken up by venules, or you are from here venules, and end up into your veins. So you have to understand that the capillaries are the smallest blood vessels that connect arterioles and venules. They have thin semi-permeable membrane. They allow two-way diffusion. We have just seen that of gases, fluids, nutritions, electrolytes, hormones, etc. between flowing blood and interstitial fluid. And from interstitial fluid, it again enters the products enter into the cell or either leave the cell. Now let's move towards the venules, which are this in here, shown here. These are the venules. If you see them here, these are venules down there. So what are venules? The venules, which are important, these are blood vessels that connect your capillaries with the vein. They have thinner walls compared to your arterioles, and their function is to collect blood from your capillaries. We have just seen it down there. And we finally move towards the vein. Vein are taking the blood towards the heart, and they have muscular wall, but they are more fibrous. They have more fiber in them compared to the muscle. And their main function, if you compare them, they transport blood from your peripheral tissue back to the heart, which is opposite to your arteries, and they can also dilate to store blood. The teacher mostly asks where the blood is stored, usually in arteries or veins. Your answer should be in veins, and they can constrict to make stored blood available when it is needed by other parts of circulation. So major storage of blood usually occurs in your veins. They propel blood forward by venous pump. You have to understand, if somebody asks you where is the secondary, there's a second heart. Where it is located, I guess it's located in somewhere in the thigh, but you have to know they have the pumps that can push the blood from downward against the gravity up to the heart. So they have pumps. They also regulate your cardiac output. So that's it regarding the functional parts of circulation. If you need a lecture on any topic, please let us know. And that's it for today. See you soon. Keep visiting Tigers Schooling.